Hello and welcome to another everyday encouragement. I want to look with you today, as we're outside in the cold here, but at Psalm 4, verse 7. David's writing here, and he says, "You have put more joy in my heart than they have when their grain and wine abound." What does this mean? Well, we see two groups of people, right? There's David, and then there's those he calls they, these other ones. And they are enjoying a certain kind of joy, right? They are enjoying earthly goods. They're enjoying abounding grain, which is food, and wine, which could be food or pleasure. These are portrayed as good things, and they bring a certain kind of joy to those who have them, and it's a good thing. It's not negative. And yet, David says, "You have put more joy in my heart than those people have in their joy in grain and wine." Now, I don't think what he means is, I have grain and wine, I just have more joy in it. No, he means he has a greater joy in knowing God than other people have in abounding in grain and wine. And this is really important that we know that there's a greater joy, because right now in the season of life, some of us aren't abounding. Some of you aren't abounding in grain and wine. Maybe you've lost your jobs, or some costs have gone up, or the income has gone down, or there's uncertainty, and we're just in this weird time. Can we still have joy? And this psalm says, yes, there's more joy to be had in knowing God than in having basic needs like grain and wine. Now, what kind of joys are better? What about the joy of knowing there's no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus? Well, what a joy to know that we're not condemned. What about the joy of being adopted as a child of God? To have him call you his son or his daughter. What about the joy of the invitation when he says, "Cast your cares upon the Lord because he cares for you"? God cares for you, and he will provide for your cares. What about the joy of knowing that every moment in which we lack something, every moment of suffering, whether it's physical lack or emotional suffering or any kind of suffering, is being used by God to prepare a weight of glory for us beyond all comparison? There's joy in knowing the God that makes all those promises true, in whom all those promises find their yes in Christ. And so I would encourage all of us during this season and every season to realize that there's more joy to be had in God than in abounding grain and abounding wine, as good as those pleasures are. And so I hope that you found encouragement here today, and may we use this encouragement really to seek the Lord, to seek him especially in his word as he's revealed himself, and in prayer, that we would know him better, and that we'd be able to share in this experience that the psalmist has when he says there's more joy in knowing God than in the abundance of worldly things. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.